It literally did feel like a war zone. It felt like every 5 minutes there was a call overhead that a patient was coding.
It was approaching the second weekend of March when Dr. Asaki Rahim says he realized something wasn't right in Queens.
I was working the first day that we started even seeing patients that had COVID, and I had 6. And then by that weekend, we were already in the low 80s.
Before the rest of the country and even New York State realized what was about to happen, Dr. Rahim says he and his team were getting a first look at a Queens hospital.
The worst day that I think I had 4 die before noon.
The doctor began chronicling his experience treating COVID-19 on the front lines, his writing born from one patient experience in particular, when he had to tell his elderly patient she had tested positive for the virus.
She immediately, just her face changed and she got really sad. And in Spanish, she said back to me, "Does this mean I'm going to die now?"
Expecting little interest, Dr. Rahim says he was surprised to see his post receive hundreds of thousands of views on his LinkedIn page.
This was my day in and day out reality.
So he kept going. One by one, he shared his stories. In one instance, he had become the final line of communication between a patient about to be intubated and his daughter.
Her first instinct was, please, can you just go into that room before you intubate him and whisper in his ear that I love him. And that really shook me.
He shared his thoughts.
This was the floodgates opened, and we just had to do what we needed to do. I didn't even have time really to think. It was just reacting.
And he shared his frustrations.
It was an incredibly helpless feeling. We didn't have any good therapy to offer, and unfortunately we still don't.
But there was also hope. When he felt helpless and humbled, he says one patient pulled off his mask to ask him how he was doing, and not to forget to call his parents.
Although we hear about the stories of tragedy, the overwhelming majority of patients have made it through.
And that is what he finds most uplifting, but today still carries with him some fear.
We've turned that corner, but obviously there's concerns about what could happen when we start relaxing.
I'm Narmeen Chaudhry, Pix 11 News.